New Country 1430 AM and 1073 FM WRDN. This is the WRDN Morning Farm Report. I'm Brian Winnekins. Joining us this morning, Katie Schmitt with World Dairy Expo, which gets underway starting Sunday at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Thank you to our newsmaker sponsors, including Alcivia Co-op, Compeer Financial, Osteoplastics, Anibis Silo, the Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley, and Synergy Co-op. Katie, thanks for joining us. Yes, everything gets underway this Sunday, doesn't it?
Yes, we have that new event schedule that we keep talking about at World Dairy Expo. So we are kicking off on Sunday, October 2nd and ending on Friday, October 7th. So not Saturday this year, but Friday. And of course, that trade show is going to start on Tuesday. The Dairy Cattle Show starts on Monday. And that means youth contests are all day on Sunday.
All right. So we talked earlier this month. What are the colors?
I still don't know.
What?
Yeah, the shavings get delivered on Saturday. So listeners can, watch for that big announcement coming on our Facebook page on Saturday around 10:30 or 11, I believe.
Seriously,
they don't tell me what color. They'll tell me everything else so I can talk about it to folks and, about how great our digital admission passes are, that people should download the app, but no one tells me the color of the shavings.
Wow. I figured by this point, okay, we would know, but oh man, I got to start digging. I'm going to have to start digging around. We got to get some investigative reporting going here. Talking with Katie Schmitt with World Dairy Expo. So along with the schedule change, what are some of the other things this year, at least that folks attending Expo should be on the lookout for some of the changes?
Well, the first thing you're going to notice when you arrive at Expo is that we do have those digital admission passes this year. So you can purchase your admission before you arrive at World Dairy Expo. Of course, that's on our website, worlddairyexpo.com. Admission is charged Tuesday through Friday this year. So not all 6 days, just those last 4 when the trade show is open and when educational opportunities are taking place. So that is number one right off the bat, something you're going to notice when you arrive on grounds or at the gates. The second thing, of course, is that schedule change. But the third is that, everybody's excited to be back in Expo. There's 650 companies that are exhibiting this year. There is there are so many cows entered in the Dairy Cattle Show. We are looking at a very, very, very robust Dairy Cattle Show this year. And they actually start arriving on Wednesday this week. So the day that people are listening to this.
So with is the Continental 48 states, all of them represented in the cattle show? Do you know?
That's a great question. We won't know until they're all checked in. That is when we start to get our final numbers of how many animals are there, what states, what provinces in Canada do they represent, and as well as what country are other owners coming from. Like last year, we had owners from Italy and Australia and the UK also represented on top of the Canadian and United States owners.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were really bringing cattle from.
No, the owners are there. Okay, the cows live here.
Okay. I'm about to say, wow, that's a little, I get it, but I don't know.
There was a heifer a couple of years back that was, I think the embryo was made in Australia, or she was born in Australia as a calf and then came to the US, and then she showed as a cow 2 years later. So there is one that we know of that has international roots.
Talking with Katie Schmitt with World Dairy Expo. You mentioned the educational opportunities. I know even Wisconsin Department of Agriculture is doing some things, but there'll be a lot of different opportunities for dairy farmers this year.
We counted up about 50 educational opportunities in a formal capacity. So that includes our Expo seminars, our virtual farm tours, our Expo and Espanol sessions, tan bark talks, knowledge nook sessions. And then also you mentioned the DAT Cap session they're doing on Thursday. So there's some really great industry hosted events this year that we're excited about seeing take place at Expo this year. Of course, all of these things are going to cover the gamut of topics in the dairy industry. So regardless of what someone's role is on a farm or in the industry, there truly is something to learn at Expo. Or if you just want to learn from another farmer, those virtual farm tours are a really, really great resource. If you can't watch everything at Expo, we do record those sessions and post them on our website and YouTube after the show. And we do live stream them too. So if listeners can't make it to Madison for Expo next week, we do have a live stream through Expo TV, which is on our website, free of charge, covers all the Dairy Cattle Show action, but also those really great educational opportunities.
Talking with Katie Schmitt with World Dairy Expo this morning. Expo coming up October 2nd through the 7th at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Katie, do you know from some of the advanced attendance figures from people purchasing the online tickets, how many countries are going to be represented this year?
We don't yet. That's another number that we kind of start reporting in real time. We are looking at a larger number than last year. Of course, that's not going to take a whole lot over 2021 when all those border restrictions were in place. But we are seeing a lot of international guests register. So we do ask them to do that and they get some amenities in return. And so there will be international guests at Expo. Of course, there's international companies in the trade show. And we talked about some of those international owners in the dairy cattle show too. So the world will truly be represented this year at Expo.
What does World Dairy Expo mean for the state of Wisconsin?
Oh, that is a great question. I think that it means that Wisconsin is the heart of the dairy industry, both here in the United States, but also globally. Expo is the place that the global dairy industry meets. It brings everyone together, regardless of their role in the industry. And for Wisconsin to be able to host this event for, the 55th time, we've been at this for a while, just truly speaks to the nature of Wisconsin's position in the dairy industry globally. But it also means that a lot of the infrastructure is here to support the dairy industry. So it's fun to be able to bring the world to Madison to see America's Dairyland really become the world's Dairyland for a week every fall.
And from an economic standpoint, I know for Madison and Dane County, really kind of that South Central Wisconsin, this is a pretty big deal for them. I don't think you can get a hotel from maybe Dane down to Beloit or the Dells down to Beloit.
Yes, the hotels, the restaurant, the hospitality truly benefits from Madison or from Expo being in Madison and in the area. Our partners at Destination Madison, which is the Convention Visitors Bureau here in town, estimated that our economic impact last year in 2021 would have been around 24 million. So it is a big number. That number fluctuates depending on the number of attendees that we see in town that during the show. But it is really a huge piece of economic power for our area in the state of Wisconsin.
It's going to be a fun time next week. We'll be broadcasting from Expo starting Tuesday morning through Friday. But come on down and join us at Expo again. It's going to be October 2nd through the 7th at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Go to worlddairyexpo.com for more information. Katie, we'll see you next week.
I'm looking forward to it.
Katie Schmitt with the World Dairy Expo. This is the WRDN Morning Farm Report.